Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Indeed.
We're having a look at the, I believe, last and final box of the Greeks, although I think we've got Thebans still to go, haven't we?
Do we?
Yeah, I haven't bought them yet. So this is the fourth box we've done. There is another box we did ages back. You'll have to look through the videos to find that.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, that was the Greek peltases. Yeah. So this is the Greek mercenary armoured hoplites from Victrix. And, well, they're just mercenary armoured hoplites. Which means what?
They're mercenaries, and they're armoured, and they're hoplites.
Bingo! That's it. So you can pretty much use them for any army in antiquity. You can use them as Persians, because the Persians employed, well, actually, the Persians forced the Ionian state Greeks to fight for them, and also some of the states that were against them during the Greek or Persian War, they conquered them and then forced them to fight. I would assume it's rather dangerous having people you're forcing to fight on your side.
You put them in front rank, don't you?
Yeah, and they turn around and face you. It's rather dangerous. Especially when these conquered states who hate you are on your lines of supply.
That's what happened in Scotland.
How do you mean?
When we sent the Irish against the Scots, and then they just met up and shook hands and then charged the British.
Yes, you're talking about a fictional film about Braveheart. Right, so we'll skip that. Yeah, like the Irish who fight on the Scottish side. Right, we'll have a look at the figures. Paper?
Indeed.
Right, so here we are with the figures. I know
That's a weird screw.
yes, if you watch the last two videos, then you're probably going to get bored at this point, because it's identical to the last two boxes. The only difference is, oh no, you still get Corinthian helmets, but you get some helmets with a pointy thing, which is nice, and some little thingies, and that's about it, really. So there's not much difference at all. Again, why not just do one box with an extra sprue with all different heads and stuff on? It would kind of make sense. Nextly, we have a set of rules you get with the box, whether you're playing it or not.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, which is quite nice. And here we are. And it gives you a nice little map of Greece, and Greece as well, which was conquered by the evil Persians. So there we go. That's Greece.
I said Greece is small.
Greece is small.
Yeah, but you just said that they owned all of this.
They did. They owned all of this, all the Black Sea area up here, and if I move the map this way, they owned all this bit down this way, all the way as far as Carthagena.
Then it's not small states then, is it?
Yeah, there's lots of individual states. They weren't actually owned by the Athenians or anything. It was sort of
That's lame.
lots and lots of city-states, like 150 different city-states at one point. So that's ancient Greece for you. There we go. Awesome. Love it. Okay, next thing is the...
Investors?
No, I'm just making sure no, that's it. That's all you get. Just lots of sprues of this. Which is cool. Very nice helmets. I love the helmets. Greek helmets are awesome. Spartan helmets are silly. No, that's it. Not really much to say on it, is there really? Because we've already done it all.
No, I have 4 screws there.
Yeah, no, I've got one in there made carrier.
Alright, that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's 8 per screw, and that's one got 4.
This is what the figures will end up looking like. This chap here. Just check this chap just here. They look quite cool when they're painted up. As we said before, it was a toss-up between getting these figures or the figures from Warlord.
Yeah.
But I chose these figures because the shields are separate to the hands, and I like doing, you know me, I like to mess around with figures and make them all in interesting poses, and if all the arms are the same, you can't really do much with that. Although I have found that I've had to use slightly different arms for some of the poses, because you do only get a set version, set number of arms, which is a little bit annoying. So, yeah, you don't get a cloak in this box. So no cloaks. You only get cloaks in the Athenian box and the Spartan box. You get a sort of all-over body cloak in the Spartan box and a sort of back cloak for the Athenians.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, shall we move straight on to questions?
I suppose so.
I'm waiting.
Where do the mercenaries come from, exactly? Because you have the Athenians, Spartans, and then you have some random people called mercenaries.
Now, all over Greece, each individual city-state had its own army. So you can use these for any of the Greek city-states. When one state would go to war, it would have allied states who would send a couple of hundred hoplites, and that's who these chaps, you can use these chaps for. What?
Okay.
Go on, what?
I was just thinking, my voice, I thought I sound really boring, so I was thinking of Father Ted.
Yeah.
And that really boring guy. It's like, my voice is boring.
Yeah, who's got the most boring voice?
That would be me.
Yes. My favourite episode of Father
Anyway,
Ted. Yes. Yeah, so the city-states would, each would have a few hundred trained hoplites. Some of them would be professional soldiers, not professional like the Spartans, but certainly Corinthians would have had some professional soldiers. Athens had to have them, although technically it didn't have a standing army. It had a standing navy, not a standing army. And the Thespians, of course, had a standing army. But other than that, most hoplites were just normal dudes who would don their armour and go out and fight, usually in self-defence, to defend their kingdom or their democracy, depending on what sort of government they had. Greece had pretty much every type of democracy or system of government you can imagine. All these tiny little city-states would sort of invent their own way of doing things. So, yeah, you can use them for any of those. You can even use them as Athenians or anything else, because they're the same figure. Next question?
Speaking of the Athenians, Spartans, they started training like when they were children.
7.
When did the Athenians start training for being a soldier?
They didn't.
So when did they start becoming a soldier?
Like any other city-state, it was entirely up to their parents or the person himself. They enjoyed games. All Greeks did. They enjoyed games. They had regular games, and so it would kind of be cool to be fit and healthy. So there'd be a lot of running around and throwing sticks and stuff. So they would generally be fit. Now the hoplites would regularly drill and train, at least in Athens. They would regularly train and drill, just like the Spartans did. But it was more a voluntary thing, so they didn't have to do it. Maybe get a letter from your mum saying you can't go out and train today. But they would do it because they wanted to do it. It was quite cool having a really awesome piece of armour on and your shield and spear. You get to walk around and show off to the ladies, and then you get to march up and down and make it look good. Yeah. So remember, at any point you could have one of your neighbours try to annex your country. So at any point you could find yourself at war. So everyone is going to want to learn to fight in some way.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to need to have to fight. This is before like the modern way of thinking, where you have a standard group of people who are good at fighting, and they do the fighting. And think of knights. The whole point of knights was to have a group of people whose only job was fighting battles. And so when you're not at war, they had to be funded by the people who plough fields and the people who make stuff, the people who build houses. They all had to fund these men who ride around usually on horseback with full body armour and a spear. you had to pay for them. And you would also have a levy of locals who would volunteer to fight in case you were invaded. But generally, you would pay for those elite troops to actually march around and look posh. But you needed them because sooner or later, when your country was at war, they were the guys that stopped your farm being burnt. They were the guys who stopped barbarians carrying your wife and kids off into slavery. So it was useful. It was a system that worked. But the Greeks this was really before that feudalistic concept. The Greeks, certainly for the countries that were democracies, they were free. And you have to protect your freedom, otherwise people will take it away. So if the government ever says, we're going to take all the weapons off of you, you need to not trust the government, because you end up with Britain today, where the only people who are allowed to carry weapons are the bad people. And you get London.
Right.
That's just my view.
Right.
If you have trained hoplites at a time when most people ran around in shirts and sandals with a wicker shield, your country's safe. Your people are safe. You get to live life as you want to live it, within constraints of local society, and people will leave you alone. They'll be less likely to want to go to war with you. And therefore you can get on with business and making stuff, building statues and building houses and farming and doing all the stuff you want to do, painting. I mean, who paid for this? Who paid for the shields being decorated? Who paid for the posh armour? Because they didn't make it themselves, they were professional people, professional artisans who would make the stuff. It was a whole economy. So it was very useful. Over to you for the next question.
That's it.
You ain't got much, have you? You used to have loads of questions and stuff, and now you're like, well,
3 per video.
3 per video. Oh, that's dull, isn't it? You've only had 2.
Well, I had another one, but you explained it just then.
Did I?
Yeah.
What was that?
Did mercenaries get their own made their own armour, or did they get it from? Were they issued it by their lords?
Yeah. Also, the term mercenary is misleading. You could use these for any, as I said, any of the Greek city-states. People who enjoyed being a hoplite would volunteer to go and fight for other people for cash. But it is kind of a misleading term, really, because they would usually be assigned the position rather than going out looking for war. It's not Conan the Barbarian.
Never seen that.
You never seen Conan the Barbarian?
No.
Conan the Barbarian is brilliant.
I know a brilliant movie.
What?
Hitler, Rise of Evil. That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's only because you're doing that in school. God, bloody schools. Why don't teach you some Greek philosophy?
It was Hitler's awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay. Vote Corbyn. Right, there we go.
Okay, that's all people learn these days.
I know, it's really annoying that there are so many great political leaders who existed, and what do we get in our school system? Hitler.
Well, he's a genius.
Well, he was a smart guy who actually did really...
He has been an extraordinary man to
he
do
stopped
what
the
he
communists taking over Germany. But what about all the other great politicians who lived? What about Bismarck, who took a massive amount of different states and galvanised them all together into one country that we today call Germany? Actually, probably not the best.
And guess what? Never heard of him.
Exactly. But Bismarck was brilliant. He was a complete genius. The way he used to manipulate people into doing what he wanted.
Sounds an awful lot like Hitler.
Including engineering a war with France, which is why he got all the states to work together. Napoleon, why don't you do Napoleon at school?
Well, we learned about Mao in A-level.
Oh, more communism then.
Yeah.
I bet they tell you that Mao was really nice, don't they?
Oh, no. Our teachers do not like Mao.
Oh, yeah, you're not normal teachers then. Because most teachers seem to err on the side of Mao. Yes, well, we do live in the sticks, don't we? So teachers tend to be less...
Get paid a good wage.
Yeah, they're paid well and tend to not wave red flags at meetings.
Apart from one of my history teachers,
Yes, I know the school you went to before, they were all committed Marxists, so
Well, Mr.
that was a fun
Mr.
education.
Davidson was alright. Well, Mr. Dixon's right. God, I almost forgot him.
Was that your old school?
My first teacher, first history teacher.
Was he a good history teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having a good history teacher is a good thing.
Then I left. Oh, Miss Phillips.
Well, sorry, we had to move house though.
Miss Phillips good.
Yeah, but didn't you enjoy living here better?
Don't really see a difference.
What do you mean you didn't see a difference?
There's just less drunken squirming outside.
Yeah, there's less crime.
That's about it.
Yeah, a lot less crime, because, yeah. Anyway, that's another story. Yeah, so that's Mercenary Hoplites, and yet another one of our rambles. It's been a while since we've made these videos, so rambling is something we're going to have to get used to again. Thank you very much for watching. Outro for you.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below how much you like our rambling.
Yeah, the problem is there's not much to say about Mercenary Armoured Hoplites. The figures are the same as the other figures we've done, and
We don't like repeating ourselves.
yeah, there's only so many times you can explain what a shield is.
It's like an exam. If you repeat yourself, you lose like 2 marks.
Well, given the average examiner these days, they're a bit like goldfish, so you might get away with
Well,
it.
no, I mean like if my paper is on top of a pile, I will get a good mark than someone at the road is doing exactly the same as me, but his paper's on the bottom of the pile. Because the examiners get bored after a bit,
Yeah.
and just start marking you if you're good. Don't mark you if you actually have a good mark, a good paragraph. Very depressing. Thankfully, my last name is in D. It's fine.
Yeah, so you get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good. What if your last name begins with Z?
You're screwed.
Yeah, because I went to school with
You
a
had to
girl
have an
whose name begins with Z.
extremely good
Yeah.
exam.
Her birthday was on Christmas Day as well. So she had it bad all the way around. She'd never get any birthday presents, poor lass. Right, that's it. End the video. He's already done the outro. If you're still watching, haven't you got anything else better to do? Seriously?
Just insulted all your friends.
Yeah, we're just...
You just insulted every viewer.
I know,
Still
but
watching.
seriously, like, we finished the video like 5 minutes ago. We've just been waffling since then. And
Go
so...
play some... Evil Within 2. Yeah.
Oh, Evil Within 2. That's a good choice. Good choice.
Or Halo 5.
I'd go with Halo.
I'd go with Halo
Or Skyrim with the new patches.
Yeah, but it's not multiplayer.
No, it's not.
Or Halo
But
5.
you got the new patches though, which and you can have magic bows and stuff in it now. Way better, cooler magic bows with like an eye that looks at you when you fire. It's cool. Doesn't do anything, but it looks cool. It looks really good. But when you're past level 80, it doesn't make any difference what weapon you fire. You instantly kill whatever you shoot. So.
Or you get a dragon, which is just super level 80, and you can't kill regardless what you
Which
do.
is very annoying, especially if you're a mage, because you just burn dragons for ages.
And
you just
I'm
don't
an
die.
age. I'm always
Yeah,
an age.
Yeah, yeah, and you haven't got any armour, so...
Yeah.
Actually, best not wearing armour with a dragon, because it would just be easier to cook you in it.
Not in a game.
Not in a game, but in real life, wearing armour when you're a
Maybe
dragon.
have fire resistant armor.
Yeah, who was it who used fire? Yeah, oh, it was the Byzantians. The Byzantians used flamethrowers, and the people who worshipped the moon god were attacking the Byzantine capital, Constantinople, and but the defenders used flamethrowers, and so the moon god worshippers they wore flame-resistant cloth, and so they could run through the flames.
Still burn the faces off.
Oh, they died of suffocation,
Yeah.
but the idea was there. It was a logical thing.
Yes, where you see a flame is where oxygen no longer exists.
Yeah. Like the guy with the diving bell,
Oh yeah.
who suffocated because they
Well,
hadn't
recycled air.
figured out the oxygen problem. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. And next video, I will tell you the story of a Greek who was paid by Xerxes to go fishing for all the gold that was at the bottom of the Aegean.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's quite interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
See ya.